My name is Shireen Ahmed. I'm a multi-platform sports journalist, and I teach sports journalism and sport media at Toronto Metropolitan University. I think one of the most fascinating things about this forum is that the people from different sectors and different industries within sport, I've rarely seen an opportunity to interact with different actors or stakeholders, in addition to media, with athletes, with advocates and policymakers. I think it's really important to have this opportunity and to hear different perspectives in order, if we're really talking about human rights, there's many paths. There's just not one way to get there, and it's really important to hear everyone's perspective. From that particular panel, listening to the three young journalists, Miriam, Nanusha, and Manifa, they all repeated in some way and expressed that listening to and trusting young journalists is really important. I mean, we know they're the future of the industry. We know they're the future of the world. And that really resonated with me because I think it's not just in journalism this happens. We dismiss the input from youth all over the world, all over the place, every sector. And lived experience has its value, absolutely, but also that fervor of youth and ideas and, integrity of youth, I think is really important. And I think about that all the time. I think one way for different news organizations and networks is to bring younger, aspiring sports media people, journalists, storytellers, creatives, and, either have them have a paid internship or opportunity to work in their newsrooms. They may still be studying, but even that exposure, because this is a particular field where you get most of your experience and your expertise while you're working. So you won't learn it in a classroom. It's really it's experiential, and that learning needs to be experiential. And I think that would be of great benefit, and also giving them an opportunity to network, learn from seasoned journalists, senior journalists, and creatives would be really important and impactful. One of the ways I think that the Young Journalists Initiative and program, the way it can better the industry or add to it, is that because we're constantly teaching new journalists, that the way that they implement their practices makes the industry better. So I'm very hopeful about that, is that when we bring in, new ideas and young people, and even if someone is new to the profession, right, we bring them in and then we're essentially rebuilding constantly, and having the opportunity to rebuild constantly is wonderful. And teaching them things like language, how to report ethically with an anti-oppressive lens, harm reduction in this field is incredible. I'm really excited about it. I mean, it's such an interesting time for journalism as we get excited about new platforms for storytelling, the advancement of social media and helping us tell those stories, different platforms, TikTok, Instagram. I think the instability of the industry has always been there. There are jobs to get cut, the newsrooms are being closed, local radio stations have been closed all over the world. I mean, but what I do know is that this particular field is really important. Reporting and chronicling and journalism is so essential. It helps us maintain a sense of accountability. These stories and sharing these stories that are very important and sometimes very difficult, whether it's human rights, social issues, or reporting on people from marginalized communities, this is really inherent to sport and necessary. So, I mean, the challenges are to, probably try to stay focused amongst all the chaos and try to do the jobs and not be distracted by that. And while AI, artificial intelligence, certainly has its place in this field, it will never take away from the integrity and the ethical reporting that an individual can do. And I really hope that organizations and heads of companies remember that.